I'm KJ, and I'm on a mission to become the biggest artist in the world. Now you might be thinking, well, that's vague. So I came up with specific goals. Number 1, have the most monthly listeners on Spotify. Number 2, have a number 1 album. And number 3, headline Coachella. All at the same time. You'll see the whole journey of everything I do to get there. And yeah, I really do believe I can get there. Now, where am I at in my journey? Well, let's recap last week. Right, guys, I was doing this and then I thought I really need to update them. We are moving out of our apartment in Melbourne and packing up all of my music stuff. We're gonna move back home to Sydney, and then the idea is stay there for a little bit and then move to London. Gotta keep making moves. So yeah, that's today. Okay, a lot has happened, but we're getting back into it. This is my room now. This is where I am for the next 5 months before we move to London. Gotta get back on the grind now because I'm quitting my job at the end of this month. I really need to get into the mentality of sharing my gift. You know, I've got a gift. You've got a gift. People need to see it. That's the purpose in gifts. To gift it to other people. So yeah. It's kind of crazy to think that I've quit my job, but it's done. I feel real drained right now. Last day, I don't know how to feel. It doesn't feel real. A year of answering complaints, bro. A year of building my character. A year of not taking things personally. I've definitely learned a lot. I'll probably do another check-in once it's sunk in. But for now, I'm done. All right, boys and girls, I'm back and I'm free. That's the main part. Now, there's something I want to fill you in on. Yesterday, I must confess, I was meant to film this part, but I didn't. You know how I'm usually on around 30 monthly listeners? If you watched my first episode of the series, you'll see that my first milestone was to get to 100 monthly listeners. Well, I did that. I got to 100 monthly listeners basically overnight. The crazy part is somebody added my song CYL to their playlist the day after I finished work. Crazy. And that's what took me to 100 monthly listeners. And man, it was really nice seeing my listeners at 100. Because I think they peaked at maybe 50. Peaked at 50, and that was like 2 months ago. I was meant to film that last night, but I was like, oh, you know what? I'll just film it tomorrow because I'll have more energy, and I was pretty tired yesterday. So I woke up this morning, and I'm at 500 monthly listeners. I don't know how. Here's how. Over the past 2 days, I've gone up 470 monthly listeners, which is crazy. And if you want to know how I did it, I didn't, which is the frustrating part. I got on 2 playlists, and they're not even like, here, I'll show you. That's my dashboard. That's in the last 7 days. In my profile, 506 monthly listeners. Somebody just found my music, put it on their playlist, and I feel like I've made it. But on like a deeper level, I think it's really about timing. Everything is about timing, and it's not in your control. You know, I wake up every day and I always tell myself every day that I am the biggest artist in the world. Every day. And that I know that my fans are listening to me, and that I know that my music is reaching the people that it needs to reach. And this is when I'm at like 30 monthly listeners, when my songs haven't even cracked 1,000 streams yet. And I'm posting on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube and here, and I'm not getting as big of results as I want, but it's just one day all of a sudden I wake up and then there's the results that I've been wanting for like 2 years. And 500 monthly listeners, you know, it's not incredible, but it is for me. And because my journey has been so slow, for some reason, I feel like it's been unnecessarily slow. 500 monthly listeners mean a lot to me. So yeah, today I needed to do this. I needed to because I missed yesterday and I feel pretty crap about that, but We're getting better. And now I'm working on my new song that I need to release to my new listeners. And I need to film some more content. We're going to get that rolling. All right, so right now I'm filming content. I filmed one piece of content, flipping took me like 2 hours. It's for TikTok and YouTube. This is what I got. So it's that. It's pretty much me making a beat that I had already made. Posted that one, so we'll see how it goes. I'm trying to detach from the result because it's not about the result, it's about the action. For now. Later on, it'll become more about the result. So I'm going to make some more content now. Let's keep it going. We've got to keep the ball rolling. It's a new day. I've checked my Spotify for artists, and we are now at 600. So I'm cheering, bro. I'm cheering. It's still the same playlist that is getting me all these new listeners. So I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed. The post that I posted yesterday on TikTok didn't do well at all. I thought it would do well, but it's kind of that thing of like what you put a lot of effort into and what you think is going to do well didn't do well. So I kind of just have to detach from the result and move on. So I posted a video of me like writing in a book. I'll show you. So I filmed that yesterday, so we'll see how that goes. And that's the song that's been blowing up. I'm trying to get more attention to that song to try and spark some algorithmic playlists or whatever. I don't know. I've never done this before, but I'm gonna try. From last episode to this episode, huge difference, drastic change. I went from 30-something monthly listeners to 600. So I gotta keep the ball rolling. Let's reconvene. Alright, boys and girls, I'm recapping this video. And I apologize if it hasn't been a very entertaining video or... I don't know, I just feel like I haven't started editing yet, but I just feel like this video hasn't been too great in terms of video watch time quality. But the next one's gonna be better, I promise. I just felt like I had to get something out for you guys because I'm trying to get better at showing you the process. So you've seen the Spotify analytics. I haven't checked today's. Let us check. So our monthly listeners are at 608. So it didn't go down, which is great. And from here, we will keep going. The hope is to start triggering some algorithmic playlists. I need to keep funneling people into CYL, into the song. And also, I'll be dropping a song in 2 weeks' time to again keep the ball rolling. I've got this momentum. I had 91 followers on Spotify. Now I've got 141. So that's an extra, what, 50? It's an extra 50 people. Because before I didn't want to release music because I had no new listeners, no new people. But now that I've got new people, I'm inspired and it's a blessing. It's a blessing for sure. What I've kind of realized is that, and I know it's kind of obvious, but while I'm bringing up my listeners on Spotify and my streams, I really need to work on my community and my fan base, which is you guys. We're a community, and I really need to keep building that because yes, I can aim to get streams, but if they don't know me, they're not necessarily going to keep streaming. You know, they just might like the song and then that's it. They just like the song. And they're not going to listen to any of my new stuff. Because if this was about money for me, I wouldn't mind all the streams and the listeners and don't worry about being a fan. I just blow this song up. Like pitch it to playlists and email blogs and stuff like that. And while I can do that and it is good to do that, I'm not in it for the money necessarily. Of course, I would love it. I would love to make a full-time wage off of my music, and I will. I'm really in it for the art. I'm really trying to become the biggest artist in the world. So like 1 billion streams for me doesn't mean anything if nobody knows who I am. I'm not trying to be a one-hit wonder. It's not the trajectory that I'm going for. So while it's slow getting there, it's definitely gonna be worth it. It's definitely for longevity. I plan on being around for like 20 more years, man. So this is just the beginning. For all of you guys that have been watching me from when I started this series of becoming the biggest artist in the world, you saw me at 30 monthly listeners. I might have even had less, like 19 monthly listeners. Now I got 608. We've passed the first milestone, which was 100 monthly listeners. I kind of don't even feel it. More than halfway closer to the next milestone, which is 1,000 monthly listeners, and that'd be incredible. What I'm focusing on for next week, the next time you see me, which will be in about 2 weeks' time, I need to funnel people into CYL. I need to make more content around CYL so I can keep the ball rolling with that. I'll be working on my new release. It's pretty much done. I just need to schedule it and work on the next one. And what I can't do is I cannot go backwards. I went from 30 to 600. I cannot go back down. I can only go up. We'll see how it goes in the next 2 weeks. I cannot let it go under. I can't. Hopefully, it's a crazy idea, crazy thought, but hopefully we can get to 1,000 monthly listeners by the next video. It sounds crazy, but we gained 600 in the last 3 days. So I think that's going to be my goal. 1,000, oh man. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to try 1,000 monthly listeners by the next video. And I'm looking at the camera like that because it's hella daunting. But yeah, drop a comment. Let's chat. I want to hear what you think. Peace. See you next time.